Well, I just helped Amy put up some of the Christmas lights. She's putting up the last strand right now. It's the last warm day. It wasn't too bad today. Barely toque weather, but once it goes on, it's got to stay on for a while. It's just the way it is. So, I had a good day at the barn today. Went with a bunch of the babies I hadn't seen in a bit. Obviously, the ones that we got going now, I didn't need to go with a number of them today. Some of them I did, some of them I didn't. But the news of the day, obviously, was Airstrike. I thought it was pretty neat. I had told everybody we're going to open up the purchasing on those shares at 9 a.m. Wendy told me, I had called her for what I'm about to tell you, at noon, and she said 9:27. All the shares were sold of Airstrike, so thank you, I guess. I told everybody we put together a partnership to buy horses in Harrisburg, race horses. We didn't get any. I'm not overpaying for horses. It's just not going to happen. And there just wasn't anything there. The ones I liked went for way more than they thought. I think I was the underbidder on one. I was the underbidder in Ohio on one. But again, I don't want to get up into that stretch a little bit zone. They have to be able to race in a place for us that makes sense. So today, this week, was a week of sensible purchases, right? And that's how I called it. Johnny called me this afternoon. I bought a trotter today. Now, this purchase had nothing to do with Airstrike being sold out. It was two very different things. I knew Airstrike would sell out, but I didn't realize how quickly. I had called Wendy at noon and said, hey, we're bidding on a trotter, just to let you know. She said she had to go to an appointment today. So I said, don't worry about it. I'll send you the particulars. The horses ends, the bidding's supposed to end around 1:30. I'll let you know. So we did buy a horse today, a trotter, a 5-year-old trotting mare. So she's not a non-winners of 2 horse. I tried to buy a non-winners of 2 horse yesterday. It went for $28,000, and the horse was getting beat up in the non-winners of 2 at Mohawk. So why would I pay top dollar for a horse that has already proved he can't win the class that we want to race him in at Mohawk? I'm sorry, I just don't want to do that. So we bought Airstrike, which was pretty simple purchase. Here's a horse. The draw is done now for Mohawk on Monday. That horse looks like he fits like a glove in that set, so which is great in that setting. That's great. You know, a lot of those horses are horses that have been beat up and chewed up all year. One horse shows winning his last start at Flamborough, but the bottom class at Flamborough, I think Airstrike fits in great. And I didn't look at the other division, but his division, he looks fantastic in there. So very happy about him. He's leaving Ohio tomorrow. The plan is for Lauren to train him up in the morning, make sure he gets some fluids for his shipping for his truck ride, and then back here Friday afternoon at Tomiko Training Center. Now, during the morning and late in, I was watching one horse in particular, the horse I was telling you about, Swan's Honey. This is a 5-year-old mare. So a little backstory on her. Showed some pretty good miles, and it looks like she got injured. She did last year. They gave her time off, brought her back, so she's been racing back into shape. And you can see that on her lines. First start back, she was like 7th. Then they put her in a claimer. She was 5th. Looks like they thought she was much improved. Put her back into the conditions where she got better. And I think her last 3, she was 3rd, 1st, 2nd. Now, I spoke to Montreal Teague, who drove her last 2 starts where she was 1st and 2nd. He said, nice mare, runs in bad in the last turn. I said, well, we got bigger turns here than you do in Philadelphia, so I think we'll be all right. He said, no, she'll fit at Mohawk pretty good. He said, where would you race her? I said, I was just going to put her in a 15 claimer. He said, oh, absolutely. You know, I don't know how good the 15s are, but I suspect that mare, the way she is right now, will have no problems in the 15s. I had a great question from somebody today. Said, if you're just going to buy a 15 claimer, why didn't we just claim one? Because I don't like any of them here. That's the biggest reason why. I just don't like any of them. So, and we look at, and that was pretty much where I wasn't going to 14. We bought her for $13,000, but I wasn't going to 14. I knew where I stood. I knew where the watermark was. A 15 claiming mare at Mohawk goes for $18,750. The class must go for $10,000-$12,000. To buy her for 13, landed, you're somewhere around 16,500, 17,000 Canadian. So we're still under where we need to be. It makes sense. 14 would have put us a little too close. Again, dollars for dollars, not really too interested in giving somebody a dollar for a dollar. This looks like, worst case, from my view, outside looking in, it looks like 80 cents for a dollar. So I was very happy with the purchase of the mare. As I said, a little surprised that Airstrike went so quick. I guess I think I made a very good case for him, and he made a good case for himself. So the horse went in 150 in July, beating around. Those gatekeeper classes at Northfield, they are a graveyard. They are full of horses with oozing lots of class, and it's not an easy place to do business. I can tell you that right now. That's where Airstrike's hung out. I think he's going to like the bigger track. Last time he's on a big track, 2 starts. Second last time he was on a big track, he went in 150 flat. So I think Airstrike is an easy, just a cinch for 10,000. It made all the sense in the world. You guys knew that too. That's why he sold out. Then you look at this mare. Here's a mare that shows 55, 56, raced on any size track. Clearly, from the drivers I talked to, would much rather a bigger track. She's moving from a 5/8 and a half to a 7/8. I think she fits great to start with. And from what I can see on her lines after talking to the trainer, the owner, and the recent drivers of this mare, again, pretty easy fit for what we're looking for at Mohawk. Now, so that's those 2 horses. So Airstrike will be locked. Obviously, should be locked right now. If he's not, he will be soon. And then we will open up the purchasing of Swan's Honey at 5 p.m. So I don't want anybody left behind. I want to say that, the people that got shut out, and there was a lot of people got shut out on the Pacer. We put you in first, but I can't do that. So please pay attention to the video. You know what? No. I'm going to make it 6 o'clock. I want people to be able to get home, eat supper, watch the video if they choose to. At 6 p.m., we will open up the purchasing on Swan's Honey. Again, 2 horses. I think the best way I put it today was to one of our clients that called, just sensible purchases. We need to have horses that are racing for people to watch. I go bored too if I didn't. But I think the sales we made this year make total sense. The purchases should also reflect the same type of practices. So sensible purchases, Airstrike, easy peasy, and also Swan's Honey, easy peasy. So I will talk to you all very soon. Take care. That will be up at 6 p.m.